So with your marker, one of the things, the first thing you need to do is you probably should have read or bracketed this section right here. You've got the read selection, then you have the directions, and then you have the title. In this section right here, Lane wrote a story about her dog. Read her story and look for any corrections. The word corrections should have been circled, underlined, or highlighted. That word indicates exactly what you need to do. If it says corrections, you know automatically that you are going to be doing an editing passage. And an editing passage means you're going to do a couple of things. The first thing you're going to be doing is you're going to be looking for problems that have to do with cups. So you should write cups underneath that editing. You're going to either find capitalization errors, usage errors, punctuation errors, or sentence errors. The other thing that I want y'all to start writing down is something called Roth. So go ahead and write Roth. Because one of the things that you're going to notice is the other kind of question you're going to see in editing is which of these sentences is a complete sentence? That is an editing question. It is going to be a run-on sentence, or it's going to be a fragment. And those are the issues that you're going to face when you're dealing with editing. All right, so in editing, do I need to read the story? No, but I do need to read the first two sentences to determine the tense. So on the left-hand side, you need to write the word tense. I have to find what the verb tense is in order for me to understand what tense the whole story is in. If it starts in past tense, it will stay in past tense. If it starts in present tense, it will stay in present tense. So if I determine that right off the bat, and I can do that within two sentences. So I'm going to go ahead and underline and read the very first two sentences. If you don't already know, comma, I have an awesome dog named Lucy. I have. What verb tense is I have? That's present tense. So right now, the very first sentence is in present tense. Let's see if they stay in present tense the whole passage. When we first saw Lucy at the pound, comma, she was in bad shape. All right, notice that this sentence is in past tense because they're telling us a little bit of story about when they got this dog, Lucy. Let's keep reading and let's continue what tense it's in. She only had 5 hours to live, comma, and she was super skinny. The third sentence is also in what? Past tense. So I've got two sentences in past tense. So I need to pay attention to that. All right, do I need to read any more? Nope, because it is editing, and I'm going to be looking for capitalization, usage, punctuation, run-on, and fragments. So let's go straight to the questions. All right, question number 1. What change? If a question is asking you for a change, that word needs to be circled because that means I'm going to be looking for capitalization, usage, punctuation, or a spelling mistake. In only sentence 4. So the first thing I need to do is go back to sentence 4. So right now, go back to sentence 4. And let's read it out loud. I really liked her and taked so many pictures, period. Taked? Do we say take? We say took. So let's go back. Okay. So I'm not going to say take. I'm going to say took. And that is a verb tense, which is rule Number 6, verb tense. She liked or likes? No. She taked or took? Took is the answer. So I'm going to circle B. Let's go to question number 2. What change? That word change indicates, guess what? I'm going to be looking for cups. I'm going to be looking for an issue in sentence 5. So what do I need to go back and do?
Go to 5.
Go to 5. So I'm going to go back to sentence 5. And I'm going to read it out loud and underline it. Listen, if I don't read it out loud and underline it, my eyes are going to lie. My ears will hear the mistake. So that is why we underline and read it word by word. So let's do that. We called for a helper, comma, and we decided we would take her home. Well, do I see any capitalization mistakes? No. Do I see any usage mistakes? No. Do I see any punctuation mistakes? Hold on. There's a comma and an and. So I've got to check to make sure this is a compound sentence. So let's do that. We decided we would take her home. Is that a complete sentence? Subject, predicate. Yep. So do we have any punctuation mistakes? No. Do we have any spelling mistakes? Nope. So guess what? I have checked for all 4 errors that this sentence would contain, and I found none. So this sentence is no change. You can only choose no change if you have checked capitalization, usage, punctuation, and spelling. Yes, Brooklyn? What? Yes, you're right. So that should have been changed to 5. Yep. All right, good. Let's skip right now to number 4 because I really want to get to this sentence right here. I want you to look at this question. The question starts with, what is the correct way? When you see that 2 words, correct way, you need to be thinking of Roth. Because there's going to be a run-on sentence or there's going to be fragments. All right, so now let's take a look, boys and girls. These sentences, and let's determine which ones are run-on and which ones are fragments. The only way we're going to do that is by labeling the subject and the predicate in the sentence and reading it out loud because my eyes will lie and my ears will hear the mistake. She sleeps next to me. Subject, predicate, and always follows me around. Another predicate. This is a compound predicate sentence, and it is good.
It says follow me.
And look, do you see what I did? Even when I read it out loud, I actually read it wrong. I corrected myself and said follows. Did y'all hear that? So even my mouth will make a mistake. Thank you so much. So do we say and always following me around? So we got the wrong verb tense of this word. So even though it is a correct sentence, guess what? The verb tense doesn't match. So it's not the right answer. Good job. She sleeps, subject, predicate, next to me. And always, period. And always what? This is a what? Fragment. She sleeps, subject, predicate, next to me. And always follows me around. Predicate. C is the correct answer. I want y'all to notice how we labeled whether it was a fragment or whether we labeled whether it was and all the subjects and the predicates.